Hey there, Saints. Pastor Dave here with another weekly devotional for you. I'm going to share another reading from Mere Christianity on the topic that we began last week on charity. It's stewardship season here at St. Andrew, and so last week we talked kind of about what charity is. This week we'll talk more about how we determine what's an appropriate sort of charitable giving for ourselves. I do not believe one can settle how much we ought to give. I'm afraid the only safe rule is to give more than we can spare. In other words, if our expenditure on comforts, luxuries, amusements, etc. is up to the standard common among those with the same income as our own, we're probably giving away too little. If our charities do not at all pinch or hamper us, I should say they are too small. There ought to be things we should like to do and cannot do because our charity's expenditure excludes them. So Saints, when we talk about stewardship, I'll always say that it's not up to me to tell you how much to give. It's something that you have to work out between you and God. There is no one right answer. A lot of churches have, over the years, used the concept of the tithe as a kind of a general principle. It's a biblical concept. Back in ancient Israel, the Hebrews used the concept of the tithe, of giving the first 10% of their crop yield, of their harvest, to God as their offering. And it's a good idea. Generally speaking, it works for a lot of people because it's percentage based, so it's scalable. No matter how much you have or don't have, 10% is still 10%. And that might be a good rule of thumb for you. It might be something you want to use. But Lewis has given us a kind of a different idea. And again, it's not a specific dollar figure. He's saying that nobody can really tell you what that is. But he says your charitable giving should cost you something. It should be something you notice. It should be something that you recognize there are opportunities, there are experiences, there are goods and services that other people in your tax bracket are enjoying that you are not by your choice. Because you have said charity matters. Charity is important. Generosity, giving back to those in need, is a priority. That means that you're doing that even to your own expense, even to your own detriment. What has your charity cost you? Can you think of any examples? Can you think of any ways that you have had to scale back or chosen not to engage in something that you might have wanted to because you wanted that money to be available to give to someone else? That's really the heart of charity. There's a recognition that we cannot do everything that we want. We cannot have everything that we want. We cannot prioritize ourselves 100% of the time and still have any kind of meaningful charitable giving. Because as long as we're at the center, as long as we're number one, all of our best, all of our first fruits are always going to go to us. Saints, think about it this week and this stewardship season. Think about how you can ensure that there is something that is set aside, designated, given to God, given to those in need, and how much are you willing to sacrifice of your own comfort and luxury in order to do that? That's your devotional for this week. I hope that's helpful and gives you something to think about. I hope you all are doing well and staying healthy. I'll keep praying for you and ask you to keep praying for me. Take care. I'll see you again soon, Saints.